Good evening, everyone. Who's with us? Let's see who's joining us.
Good evening, Rob.
Hello, Jeff. How are you?
Thank God on you.
I missed you in Minha.
Yeah, couldn't get there. Really tried.
How was your game? How was your game today?
Oh, good. Oh, good. Baruch Hashem, had some fun. Relax.
Did you done well?
Oh, thank God.
I see that there's too much noise at the back. 1 second.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm switching the mic off. I'm switching off my microphone.
Good.
I'm going to do too.
It was too much noise at the background. Whoa. I couldn't. Wow, that was too much. Really was too much. Talk to me, Jeffrey. Sorry, it just was a hell of a noise. Yeah, I needed to mute. Sorry.
No, it was just good with family today, and it was just wonderful. And there's aliyah being made by Yehuda Goldstacker with his family. They're going to Israel, and it's a wonderful. We went to celebrate it with them. It was wonderful.
B'shara tova u'mutzlachat, please God.
Oh, please, amen. Yeah.
Good. Who else with us? I see Linda with us. I see Karen with us. I see Ivan Anthony with us. I see Louis with us. Good. Lionel with us. Oh, Marky. It's so nice to see you with us.
Hello, Rob.
How are you all? Is everyone well? Well? Good. So we promised that tonight that we're going to speak about Shabbos candle. And we'll see what do we know about Shabbos candling? What is it? Where is the source to light Shabbos candle? Number one, the reason behind lighting the Shabbos candle, we're going to speak today. Also, we're going to speak about the idea of what we call it, the time of to light the candle. What is the appropriate time to light candles? We see that it's not all over the same. We'll explain just now how many candles we should light on Shabbos. Then we're going to speak about the place that we're going to light the candles and what kind of candles that we should light, lechatchila. And then we'll do about some remedy. We're going to bring some remedy about lighting candle on Shabbos. So that's what Be'ezrat Hashem, Bli Neder, we're going to speak tonight. Shabbos candles. That's going to be the subject of the shiur. Be'ezrat Hashem na'aseh v'natzliach. Ve'Hashem alenu berachamav yarviach. I would like to dedicate this shiur in the soul of Esther Kaden Bat Ketzia, Mordechai ben Rahma, Harav Avraham Chaim ben Eliezer Yaakov, Tamar bat Zehava, Rachel bat Malka Sultana, Yaakov Salomon ben Farha, Dvorah Ruth bat Beila, Vechaim Eliyahu ben Yeshayahu. Please God, that the word of Torah will lift up the neshama in heaven. And I would like also to dedicate this shiur in health of Liora bat Miriam, Menashe Naji ben Farha, Orna Bluma bat Miriam, Arav Abraham ben Marina, Arav Shlomo Yehuda ben Dalia, Harav Moshe ben Devorah, Eitan ben Hadassah, Israel ben Zisa, Mordechai David ben Leah, Yosef ben Esther, Dvorah bat Esther, Sarah Dvorah bat Elka, Tzaduk ben Sarah, Shulamit bat Haya Shein Alea, Aryeh ben Gito, ודוד יצחק בן חווה לאה, יהודית, and Sarah Rivka bat Yehudit. Please God, רפואה שלמה to all of them and to כל חולי ופצועי עמו בית ישראל בכל מקום שהם. Okay, בעזרת השם נעשה ונצליח והשם עלינו ברחמיו ירוויח. We all know that it's a mitzvah to light the Shabbos candles, okay, on Friday night. Also, it's a mitzvah to light the candle of Yom Tov. But we have to understand that it's a rabbinical mitzvah. It's not a Torah. It doesn't say anywhere in the Torah that we obligate to light the Shabbos candle. It's a rabbinical mitzvah. So if that's the case, where's the source that Chazal learned that we should light the candle? From where do they learn that? So I'm going to start with the Mishnah, and then I'm going to go to the Gemarot, okay, because the Mishnah comes before the Gemarot. After that, I'm going to move on to all the different Rishonim, like, first of all, I'm going to go to the Rambam, and then to Aharonim, to Maran Bet Yosef. So we go by stages to explain where is the source to light the Shabbos candle. So let's start with the Mishnah. The Mishnah in Masechet Shabbat, in chapter 2, in Mishnayot Aleph and Gimel, that's mean Mishnah 1, Mishnah 2, and Mishnah 3. There we say it every Friday night when we daven. Bame madlikim ubame en madlikim. There the Mishnah explained to us with which kind of oil we can light the Shabbos candle and which oil we're not allowed to Shabbos the Shabbos candle. That means that the Mishnah explained to us specifically which candle we can use to light candle. So from here, Hazal, by that Hazal telling us which candles or which oil, let's put it this way, that's the right word to say, that you can light your Shabbos candle. Hazal learned that there is an obligation to light on Friday night, is an obligation to light the Shabbos candle. According to the Tosfot explain that the main source for it, that we have to light the Shabbos candle, it's come from a different source. It's come, a matter of fact, also from the Mishnah in Masechet Shabbat in chapter 2, but Dafka in the Mishnah in the Mishnah number 6. What does it say? Al she'enam zirot banida u'bachala u'be'adlakat haner. In this Mishnah, the Hazal telling us in the Mishnah that lo aleinu, what's happened to women that they're not very strict and doesn't keep lo aleinu the law of the nida, the law of the purity. U'bachala, hala, it's to do hafrashat hala, that they take a certain amount when they bake over 1 kilo, let's call it 60, I'm rounding it, of dough, to take a certain amount of a fresh challah and to burn it, because today you can't give it. And then be'adlakat haner. What it means adlakat haner? That they're obligated to light the candle on Friday night. So the Tosfot say from here, here's the reason that you should light, what? The Shabbos candle. That's the second source. Another source comes from the Mishnah. The Mishnah in chapter 2, verse 7 now. Hazal said that there is another source. Not only that, there is another source to light. שלושה דברים צריך לומר אדם בתוך ביתו ערב שבת עם חשיכה. Hazal in the Mishnah in chapter 2 bringing a different source, and there they're explaining that where in Mishnah 7, שלושה דברים צריך אדם לומר בתוך ביתו ערב שבת. What does it mean? That the person obligated to mention 3 things before Shabbat, and what they are. Isartem, that means that before they eat the food, before they eat the fruit, they have to do הפרשת מעשר. Iraftem, that means that a person has to do eruv. What it means eruv? Eruv tchumim and eruv hatzerot, that he can carry inside the area that he lives. Okay, that's where he has to. Hazal explained that eruv hatzerot, it's, for example, when you have a complex, you have to do eruv hatzerot, or to do eruv for the city, and that's usually done by the chief, the rabbi of the city, Rabbi. And hadlikut haner, the husband has to say to his wife, one of the mitzvot is to light the candle on Shabbat. So we see from here that it's another source. We brought so far 3 sources from the Mishnah on Masechet Shabbat. Although there is a more explicit source that comes from the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat. The Gemara in Masechet Shabbat, in page 25, folio 2, say like this, Ve'ani omer, hadlakat ner Shabbat chova. What does it mean? The sage Rabbi said, I say that there is the obligation to light the Shabbos candle. So we see from here 4 sources. I'm going to bring another 2, because there's many more. I just decided to bring the 6 most important. Now I'm moving to the Rambam. Everyone know the Rambam, Rabbi Moshe ben Maimon. Rabbi Moshe ben Maimon, born in the city of Cordova. Okay, he born 886 years ago. In his book, Mishneh Torah, that's his main book, the Sefer HaZmanim. Sefer HaZmanim speak about Zman, what it means Zman, Shabbat, Moadim, it means all the festival. There in Hilchot Shabbat, in chapter 5, verse 1, listen what he said. Hadlakat ner Shabbat ena reshut. To light the Shabbos candle, it's not a permission, maybe yes, maybe no. Ela chova, it's an obligation. Ehad anashim ve'ehad anashim. It means it's a male and a female. We'll get to it later on and show who's the obligation of lighting Shabbos candle. So from here we see that the Rambam say that there is an obligation to light Shabbos candle. Now I'm going to bring the Shulchan Aruch. The Shulchan Aruch, Rabbi Yosef Karo. He wrote the Shulchan Aruch. He born in the city of Toledo in Spain 533 years ago. And Shulchan Aruch Or HaChaim regarding Shabbos law in Siman Resh Samech Gimel, that means 263, Sa'if Hey, that means law number 5, Uksheyadlik, and when he light the candle, Yevarech, Baruch Ata Hashem, Elokeinu melech haolam, asher kideshanu b'mitzvotav vetzivanu le'adlik ner Shabbat. Said the Maran HaShulchan Aruch, in the Shulchan Aruch, that when you light the candle, you have to say Baruch Asher kideshanu b'mitzvotav vetzivanu le'adlik ner Shabbat. So from here we see that we brought 5 sources from where come that we obligate to light a Shabbos candle. And we say again, I repeat to those that come a bit late to the shiur, that the lighting of Shabbos candle, it's a rabbinical prohibition and not from the Torah. That's mean, Hazal constitute for us, the rabbinical rabbi, to light candle for Shabbat. It's not from the Torah. It's not the Oraita. Now we have to understand if that's the case. So why are we lighting Shabbos candle? Why did Hazal it was so important for them that we would light Shabbos candle? What's hiding behind it? So as you all know, first of all, before we explain why are we lighting, and we're going to go from the Pshat, Be'ezrat Hashem, I'll do Pshat, Remes, Drash, Sod, why are we lighting the Shabbos candle? But before that, we have to understand that many of the Rishonim, let me just explain the history, is the rabbi that lived during this time of the 11th century until the end of the 15th century. Okay, that's the Rishonim. We call them the first. They explain that the main purpose of lighting Shabbos candle is to have light towards the Seudat Shabbat. That means that when you eat the Seudat Shabbat on Friday night, in the olden days, they didn't have electricity, okay? That it's usually happen in every normal country that we have electricity. In this country, sometimes, depends how they feel at ESCOM. But in the olden days, they used to light candles. But here we see that Hazal telling us that the main idea is of the candle of Shabbat is to have light in a Seudah. The Ahronim is those that start from the 16th century onwards, that consider Ahronim. They actually took the words of the Rishonim and they put what we call it, the organizers. And they say that, a matter of fact, that the main reason that we're lighting the Shabbos candle is to honor Shabbat and to have enjoyment of Shabbat. That means to have a pleasure from Shabbat. And now we're going to start, Be'ezrat Hashem, to see why we're lighting Shabbos candle. So the first reason is the Mefarshim explain Shlom Bayit. What it means, Shlom Bayit, is peace and harmony at home, not only between the husband and the wife, it's been the rest of the member of the house. And Hazal explained like this, that when there is no light, when there is no light in the house, it's very difficult to have a special meal that you feel comfortable, that you feel relaxed and enjoying it. When you have light and you can see what you're eating, especially, it's giving you a special feeling that you see the beautiful food of Shabbos, the beautiful salad, the dessert that's coming in the end. People get a lot of nachas. And when you get a lot of nachas from it, people feel very comfortable. But, Hazal said, imagine that people will have to eat in the darkness. So people will tackle in a chair or in a table, whatever there is, the other furniture there is in the house. And that will put a lot of stress on the people, especially when there is no light. Here in South Africa, quite often we experience when there is power failure or load shedding, we can feel it very well. It stresses us. Okay? Specifically me, I get very stressed that I don't have electricity. But Hazal tell us also in a Gemara in Masechet Shabbat, in page 23, folio 2, bring us a different idea. And also the Maran Shulchan Aruch bringing it, Rabbi Yosef Karo, in Siman 263, verse 3, he explained like this, that imagine that people will have to eat in the darkness. By the way, the Shomronim and the Tzdukim, the Tzedukite and the Shomronim, those the one that eat in the darkness. Not only that, they eat cold food. So what's happening? Hazal explained, imagine that you have to eat this kind of cold food, okay, or that you have to eat in the darkness. What's going to happen? That Hazve Shalom, a person wants to cut the bread, and he doesn't see that the other person think that there is a slice of bread. The person can cut someone else's finger or someone else's hand. Who knows? Or a person want to take some salad, and by mistake, the other person didn't use his fork, use his hand, and you can prick his hand with a fork. It's going to be unpleasant. So Hazal say, you know why you're lighting the candle? Mishlom Shlom Bayit. That by that there is light, you can see what you're doing, you can enjoy the food, no mistake can happen, no accident can happen, there's no sadness, there's only peace and harmony and tranquility when you sit and there is light. That's why Hazal constitute for us to light the Shabbos candle. That's one opinion. I'm going to bring now, I'm going to do with you some gematria. The Eliya Rabbah. Eliya Rabbah is a book. By the way, there's Eliya Rabbah and Eliya Zuta. There's two books. That's been written by Rabbi Eliya Shapira. Rabbi Eliya Shapira, born in the city of Prague. He born in the Czech Republic 361 years ago. And in his book, Eliya Rabbah, regarding Ilchot Shabbat, Resh Samech Gimel 263, verse 2, he bring like this. He say, you know why Shlom Bayit? If you take the gematria, now we're going to do gematria, okay? You take how many organs a male have? Hazal tell us, Ramah Evarim. That means 248 organs. A woman have, listen to that, 252 organs. Together, if we add up these two numbers, we'll get 500. Said Eliya Rabbah, take the gematria of the word ner. Ner, neshama, ruach. Resh is 200, and nun is 50. Together, 250. He said, by that you're lighting two candles on Shabbos, you're actually joining the soul and the spirit of the husband together, neshama and ruach of them, and become 500. He said that's what creates peace and harmony in a house. We'll get to it later on in a remedy why to light Shabbos candles. So you see from here something very interesting, that Shalom Bayit can create peace and harmony, number one, in the entire family. But by that you're lighting two candles, you're actually connecting the two souls, the husband and the wife, together. And that's what brings peace. Now, we have to understand also why are we lighting candles? So Rashi HaKadosh bring another reason. Rashi HaKadosh say that it's lichvod Shabbat Kodesh, in honor of Shabbat. And Rashi explained that in the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat, in page 25, folio 2, there Rashi said that the main reason that you eating, where you lighting candle, that you have to eat the meal with light. Why? Because he said that when you're eating a main seuda like Shabbos, that a person eat and all the family gathered together and coming and spending the Shabbos together and sitting around the table together. The only way that you can enjoy a meal like this if there is light on the table. And the Rambam, in his Hinichot Shabbat, in chapter 30, verse 5, Halacha 5, law number 5, he explained like this. And listen what he said. Hazal in the Gemara in page 119, folio 2, tell us like this. Shne malachei hasharet melavim lo la'adam mibet hakneset lebeito. When a person walk from shul back home, okay, on Friday night, two angels actually escorting him. And they want to see, when he walk into his house, is his house ready for Shabbos? What does it mean? Mitato mutza, that means is the bed already been done properly, covered and nice. Shulchano aruch, that is bed, the table, the Shabbos table is done properly. That means that there's nice glasses, there's nice plate, there's nice Shabbos bread, especially for Shabbos. That means the shape of the bread, what we call it halot today. Okay, there is certain food on the table that you can put, that means the salad and etc. And there is wine on the table. And another thing, v'ner dolek. As the Rambam say, if these two angels that escorting a person see that, the good angels say, it will be like this for the next Shabbos, and the bad angel say Amen. Baal kocho. It means he doesn't have any opinion, you have to say Amen. But Haz v'Shalom, if it's the opposite. Say the Rambam, from here you learn that when you light the candle, it's in honor of Shabbat, even the bad angel obligate to say Amen. What it means to say Amen? That he doesn't have a choice. He's obligated to say Amen because there is an honor of Shabbat, because the two candles, Vener Dolek, and the candle is lighting. The third opinion, why are we lighting candle with Shabbat? Listen to that, Oneg Shabbat. We know, and we explained earlier, it's very uncomfortable to eat in the darkness. When a person eats, when there is light, he can see the meal, he can see the food that he's eating, he can see the salad. Not only that, it creates a special atmosphere, it's special feeling that all the families sit together and one can talk to each other. We're all sitting together. That's start to call the enjoyment of Shabbat. By that the person see what he's eating, by that the person can see the people around the table and he can talk to them, that's called enjoyment. So say the Rambam, and by the way, that's what he pasken, and the Maran Bet Yosef that follow his psak halacha, and that would pasken la halacha, that the main reason is that you get enjoyment when there is a light on the table and there is beautiful special light that everyone gonna feel comfortable and a special atmosphere of unity around the table of Shabbat. Now I'm going to move to a different level. Why are we lighting candle of Shabbat? Now I'm going to move a bit what Chazal tell us in a Midrashim. I'm going to bring the Midrash and I will explain. So Chazal in a Mishnah in Masechet Shabbat in chapter 2, Mishnah 6 say, Al she'enam zirot, we explain that the women are not careful with the law of purity, b'hala, taking a fresh hala, okay, and behadlakat haner. What does it mean hadlakat haner? Chazal in a Midrash Bereshit Rabbah in chapter 17, verse 8, and Midrash Tanhuma, chapter 58, verse 1, explain like this. Chazal say, what it mean, hadlakat haner? By that she light the candle, listen to that, Rabotai, she doing rectification for the sin of Adam HaRishon. What's the connection? Listen to that. Chazal explained that when Adam HaRishon been eaten from the tree of knowledge, Hava given it to him. That means Hava convinced him to eat from the tree of knowledge. By that he eaten from the tree of knowledge, she brought death to the world. Chazal say in the Midrash, Kipta Nero shel Olam, that she put the light of the world. So what do you do? By that a person light the Shabbos candle, when the woman light the Shabbos candle, she lighting again the soul, the neshama, and the ruach, that's the spirit, okay? And try to bring back, to do rectification for the death that she brought to the world. So the lighting of Shabbos candle is to do rectification for the sins of eating from the tree of knowledge. Let's go a bit depths. And the fifth one is Neshama Yetera. What it means, Neshama Yetera? I saw a beautiful explanation of the Eliyah Rabbah. That's again Rabbi Eliyah Shapira. He explained that a person that keeps Shabbat, he merits to receive the extra Shabbos. That's when he keeps Shabbos. Extra soul. You get the extra soul. It's called Neshama Yetera. And how does that fit with the candle, lighting candles? So first of all, Shlomo HaMelech saying in his book Mishlei in chapter 20, verse 27, Ner Hashem Nishmat Adam. That means the Ner Hashem. What it means, Ner Hashem? The candle of Hashem, B'Pshat HaDvarim. But if you look at it, Neshama Veruah, okay, the soul and the spirit, it's the Neshama of a human being. It's the soul of a human being. So Ner Hashem, the candle of the Almighty, that's the soul and the spirit of the human being. That's what Shlomo HaMelech said, the smartest man that was. Let's understand what Shlomo HaMelech tried to tell us. Shlomo HaMelech said like this: when you lighting the first candle of Shabbat, because we know that there is two candles, but we'll get to it, how many candles a person has to light on Shabbat. When you light the first candle, that's represent, listen to that all the soul that you get during the week. That means Sunday to Friday. On Friday night, when you light the second candle, you actually receive the extra soul for Shabbat. What does mean extra soul? People heard that idea that's called Neshama Yetera. But what does it mean? For us to understand, we all know the meal that we're eating on Shabbat, during weekday, you can never eat the same quantity and the same amount of food that you eat on Shabbat. Where do you get that extra energy to eat so much. Chazal explain Neshama Yetera. That means on Shabbos, HaKadosh Baruch Hu give us extra soul. What it means, the extra soul? That on Shabbos you can understand better the Torah. On Shabbos, you have this spiritual that you can feel suddenly something change. And if you look, until the woman light the Shabbos candle, especially in winter, it's havoc. Everything is in a rush. Nothing stop. Everyone rushing. And the moment that she light the Shabbos candle, everything slowed down. Stopped, everything stopped, like the world is stopped. And there is this kind of a special feeling on this Friday night that you feel that harmony and tranquility. And by the way, that's what Chazal tell us. Shabbat me'en olam haba. What it means, Shabbat me'en olam haba? That Shabbos, if you want to know what is the world to come, look at your Shabbos. That means the peace and tranquility that you have, that's how Shabbos is going to look. Sorry. That's me. That Shabbos, when the woman light the Shabbos candle, everything changes around. Suddenly there's peace and harmony in the house and quiet, and all of this rush that was suddenly stopped. So Chazal said that the Neshama Yetera, in that moment you're receiving extra Neshama. That Neshama can help you to understand everything on Shabbos, to feel relaxed. It's a special soul that can take you to a higher level spirituality. So from here we see and we understand that there's 5 reasons behind why are we lighting the Shabbos candle. So we see that number 1, I just repeat them quickly for you all to understand. That 1, we say it's a Shlom Bayit, as you hear. The second one is in honor of Shabbat. The third one is the enjoying Shabbat, to have a pleasure. The fourth one is the rectification for the sins of eating from the tree of knowledge. And the fifth one is that we have an extra soul that we can grow and we can understand spiritually and to enjoy the Shabbos. The time of lighting candles, that's the next subject that we have to tackle. So you all know that on Friday night, we usually, when we light the candle, it has to be before Shabbos, before Knisat Shabbat, before Shabbos coming in. And the custom is to light the Shabbos candle at least 20 minutes before Shabbat. For example, and I'll tell you why I'm specifically about it, why I'm so putting a lot of emphasis into it. Nachon that in the Luchot, in the calendar, it says when is Shabbos coming. But we have to understand that there is a difference between city to city when is Shabbos coming. And Chazal explained like this, that we have to take at least 20 minutes before, okay? Why? According to the Pshat of the Dvarim, that you not light the candles on Shabbat. Why? Because one of the 39 melachon that was in a Mishkan, 39 jobs that was in a Mishkan, is melechet mav'ir. What it means, melechet mav'ir? That the person lighting fire. And we're not allowed to light on Shabbos fire. So Chazal put for us what we call a gader, okay, like a fence, to make sure that we're not going to light the candle of Shabbat, Chas v'shalom, on Shabbat. So they say that the candle lighting should be at least 20 minutes before Knisat Shabbat, before Shabbat entering on us. Okay, but we have to understand something very important. That there is between every city, even in Eretz Israel, that it's a very small city. For example, in Yerushalayim, they light the candle anything between 18 to 20 minutes before Shabbat. But in Haifa, that it's a little bit in the north, in the city of Haifa, it's 40 minutes before Shabbat. So people have to be careful. For example, in Johannesburg, you light the candle in certain time. that is 20 minutes plus minus before Shabbat. But I think that in Cape Town or in Durban, it's a different time, completely different time. Therefore, a person, before he light the Shabbos candle, have to make sure and have to look at the candle when to light Shabbat. And there is a specific time to each city. Now, who's the one that obligate to light the Shabbos candle? So, Chovat Adlakat Nerot, Hazal say, Chovat Habayit. What does it mean? Hazal tell us that to light the Shabbos candle, it's the obligation of all the house. It means all the house, we have to understand. So we have to listen to the Rambam. We start with the Rambam. The Rambam says like this. In Ilchot Shabbat, in chapter 5, Halacha Gimel, he explained that the main obligation, it's on a woman. Why? He explained according to the Pshat of the Dvarim, because she's Baalat Habayit. She's the householder. She's in charge about the house. She cook. She know exactly what's cooking on the house. She's the one that obligated. And because she's busy with the house and she know everything about the house, she's the one that obligated to light the candle. But, here comes the but. As we explained in the beginning, it's an obligation of the house. What it means, the obligation of the house? It means the obligation that what's happened if a person, for example, is not married, is a bachelor, or the woman is not married. So if she's not married, it's a pashut, because she light the candle. But what's happened if a person lives by himself, he doesn't live with his parents, he has his own property, he lives in his own flat, his own house, he's obligated to light Shabbos candle, okay? Because Hazal explained that you have to understand that the obligation of light candles, it's not only on a woman. That we say the woman, the Rambam, because she's the householder if she's married. But if a person not married, he's obligated, the male obligated to light his own Shabbos candle. And there is no difference if it's temporarily or permanently. What it means temporarily? If he gone on business and he's not in a city, he gone, let's say, to a different country, he's obligated to light the Shabbos candle wherever he is in that country. And the same for the woman. Vice versa, it doesn't make a difference. That's for temporarily. When we say permanently, that if there is a person that lo aleinu, he lives by himself, doesn't have a wife, he's obligated to light the candle. For example, what's happening with Talmidei Yeshivot? They also want to light candle. They can light in a yeshiva. As soldiers in the Israeli Defense Force that want to light a candle, obviously there's a place, the proper place that there is no hazard of fire and etc. They also can light candle. That means from here you see that a person that gone, let's say, for business, and he's at the moment not in his house, wherever he is, he's obligated to light the Shabbos candle. So we see from here that everyone is obligated to light Shabbos candle. How many candles we should light? That's a question that many people asking. So min adin, mitzad adin, according to the law, one candle is enough. Rabotai, one candle is enough. But Hazal come and constitute for us 2 candles. Why? Because it says, Zachor et Yom HaShabbat lekadesho, that's in a 10 command in Sefer Shemot. And in Sefer Dvarim, what does it say? Shamor et Yom HaShabbat lekadesho. That means, Hazal from here learn, because it says one time, Zachor et Yom HaShabbat v'shamor, Zachor u'shamor, you should light 2 candles. That means on Shabbos, you should light 2 candles to make a definition from a different normal day. Why? Because usually on a normal day, you light 1 candle. But on Shabbos, to make a definition, you light 2 candles, Zachor v'shamor, okay? So that's the 2 reasons. The Ra'avaya. Who was the Ra'avaya? The Ra'avaya was Rabbi Eliezer ben Yoel Levy. He born in the city of Mainz in Germany. He was one of the Rishonim. He born 881 years ago. And he was member of Baalei HaTosfot. Okay? Baalei HaTosfot is 40 Rabbonim that was all over Europe. Okay? And he said like this, in his book, in Siman Kuf Tzadik Tet, 199, he said that the main reason that we have to light 2 candles, because if you would light 1 candle, like I explained earlier, it's look like for normal day. By that you light 2 candles, you make it specially, and you make a special definition that I light 2 candles, people will know it's for the honor of Shabbat. By that I'm lighting 2, I'm changing the status of that day, and I'm saying that's not a normal day, that's a special day. I do that during the week, even when I light the candle, I sit and I eat on the front of the candle. 1 is enough. But on Shabbos, to make a definition, said the Ravaya, you should light 2 candles to make it special. Why? Because when you eat a special meal, you want to see what you're eating. You want to see the people that you with. And that creates a special harmony. So that's why Dafka 2 candles. Ado the Kolbo. The Kolbo is a book of Halacha. And I remember 20 years ago, when I studied with one of my rabbis, he saw a commentary that that book been written by a woman. And for 20 years, I'm looking for the source. And Baruch Hashem, last night when I was preparing, and today when I was preparing, I saw that there is different opinion who wrote the book that's called the Kolbo. That's the name of the book. It's a book that's been written during the time of the Rishonim, over 1,000 years ago. And no one knows exactly who wrote it. But when I searched for it, I saw that one of the opinion that brought one of the commentary there, it was a woman. Some of them say that it's the Rivash, Rabbi Yitzhak Bar Sheshet, all different ideas. Okay, anyway, vice versa. He said that the main reason that we light 2 candles on Shabbat night, because on Shabbos everything is double. He said if you look the Korban Musaf that they used to bring during the time of Bet HaMikdash, Shnei Kvasim B'nei Shana. They used to bring 2 sheep, okay, in a year that the old 1 year. For example, Lechem Mishneh. What it means, Lechem Mishneh? It's when you, on Shabbos, you should have 2 halot on the table. 2 halot on the table. Why? That's from Bet HaMikdash. That was Lechem Mishneh. That always was double bread on Shabbat. Therefore, say the Kolbo, everything in Shabbos is double. Also, usually during the week you light 1 candle. On Shabbos you should light 2 candles. That's the 3 opinion why Dafka 2 candle. There's different custom in minhagim. Now I'm going to a different level. According to Rabbi Yosef Haim, Rabbi Yosef Haim is the Ben Ish Hai. He born in Baghdad in Iraq 187 years ago, and he's well known, the Ben Ish Hai, well known that his way, that the Kabbalistic way, the mystical way that there is in the Torah. And he said that we should light 7 candles on Shabbat. There is a secret behind 7 candles on Shabbat. Other opinion that people bring that you should light 3 candles on Shabbat. Some people light 5 candles on Shabbat. There's different secret behind those numbers. There is other opinion, and listen to that, that people say according to the member of the house. Okay? If they have 2 kids and the husband and the wife, they light 4. Okay, that's their custom. It's all different custom. I saw a different custom that you should light 10 candles. There's a special way to light it. They put it in a round plate, and how to do it, that you reach the number of 10. Another opinion that brought by the Mekubalim, I really don't understand, but that's what they say, that you should light. Vice versa, we know that lechatchila min adin, if a person doesn't have two candles and he have only one, light one candle. But the custom is to light two. A person should light two candles. You want to light more, go according to whoever minhag that you follow. You can light 3, you can light 5, and you can light 7. Those are the most common one. Or, like other members said, that they light according to the number of the household that they have. That's what they light. Okay, that's a minhag. Now that we spoke about how many candles we should light, we should deal with a different aspect. Where we should light the Shabbos candle, where we should do it. So, because we say that the main takana, that means the main reason that we're lighting to eat the Shabbos candle, okay, where does it have to be? Because there is a soda, so you should light it where is the soda, okay, where we're eating. Hazal in the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat 25, folio 2, Hazal say like this, En madlikin be'itran mipnei kvod Shabbat. There Hazal said that one of the oil that you cannot light Shabbos candle on Shabbat is itran. Itran is kind of oil that if you light with it, it's very dangerous. Why? Because it causes sparks. And all the time the light, the flame of the candle spark. So because it's such a difficult oil to control, what did they say? But that kind of oil, Hazal in the Gemara tell us that you not light it. From here, Hazal and Rashi bring that because of that, that there is the honor of Shabbat, and this kind of oil is not a nice oil because it can catch into anything and cause fire because all the time it sparkles. Hazal, Rashi say there, that from here you're learning where you should eat, where you should light the candle next to the table. Why? Because when it's sparkling and it's all the time causing havoc, you can't enjoy your meal. Therefore, you're not allowed to light with what's called itran, that oil that's called itran. Hazal in Gemara in Masechet Psachim, now I'm just changing Gemara completely. In page 101, folio 1, Hazal say, En kiddush ela bimkom sauda. That means where you're going to eat and a place that you're doing a kiddush. So if you're eating and you're doing a kiddush by the table, the light should be there so you can see what you're reading, you can see what you're eating. Therefore, the light, that means when I say the light, I'm talking about the candle of Shabbos, should be by the table. Many of the Rishonim write Shehova Isad Bimkornem. What does it mean? That the Rishonim said that the main reason that we're saying that you should eat where is the candle, it's pleasure, like we said on a Shabbat earlier. Why? Because then you can see what you're eating. There's certain food you might not gonna like, or there's certain food that it's not healthy for you. So you know not to take it, not to dish it. That's how Paskin, by the way, the Rama, Rabbi Moshe Isserlich. Rabbi Moshe Isserlich, born in the city of Krakow, in Poland, and he born 491 years ago. And in Siman Rasag, that means Resh Samech Gimel, that means 263, Saif Yud, there he explained that the main reason that we eating, he bring the opinion of the Rishonim. The Mordechai brought in Hilchot Shabbat, that's the main reason that we're eating in the front of the table is because we want to see. But he continues to say that in olden days that they didn't have electricity, they didn't have Sharon Shabbat, that they can switch on and off automatically the electricity. Say that if you want to light candle on Shabbat in different room, there's no problem with that. You can light in every room. So from here you learn by that he given us another permission that if we want to light it in a private room, that means that the main idea that we should light the candle in a place that we eat. Okay? Today, in our time that we have electricity, Baruch Hashem, we don't have to light the candle in different room. The question become, listen to that, when the wife lighting the Shabbos candle, should she switch off the Sharon Shabbat? Because sometimes people put, especially in winter, that the light will come before the lighting of the candle. So is she obligated to switch off the light and then to light? Because she doesn't have to accept Shabbat when she lights the candle. So Hazal said the opposite. The main purpose of lighting Shabbat candles is to create more light. And if you have more light, the electric light that we have, it's much better. You mustn't switch it off. The opposite. Because all the idea of the light is to bring pleasure, to bring harmony, and to feel very nice. Leave that light on. You mustn't switch off the light. Not like some people that say, no, I must switch off the light. Not at all. We're not paskin like this. What kind of oil, what kind of candles we can light Shabbos candle? That's the next subject. So Hazal tell us in a Mishnah from what we learn in Mishnah chapter 2, Mishnah chapter 2, Mishnah Aleph and Gimel, that means Mishnah 1, Bet and Gimel, that means 1, 2, and 3. Hazal explained that most of the oil, okay, we can light candle with that. Also with wax, also with paraffin. You can light with everything. Most of the oil today, also in daytime, a person can light. Although today, because the candle that we have, most of the candle that we light candle today with, they're not wax, Rabotai. They're pure paraffin. And Hazal explained the poskim. Today, paskin, that because the light, the flame, the beautiful flame that you get from that paraffin candle that we light today, nothing wrong with light with that. Obviously, lechatchila, Hazal say in the Gemara that olive oil. Because in their time, the best oil that they have, it was olive oil. And lechatchila, we should light because that's what they used to light, also the menorah and Bet HaMikdash. Because the flame of the olive oil, it's beautiful. But today, if a person go to the shop and he doesn't have those special candles, or he doesn't know how to do the olive oil with a twig, you buy the new candle that they sell for Shabbos, those white ones that they 100%, when I say white one, they're not beige, because beige is the wax one, more brownish. Those white candle, they're pure paraffin. And when you light with a pure paraffin, give you a beautiful flame, and that's 100% to light for Shabbos. The second question that we're going to deal now, before I'm going to move to the remedy that the person can get from lighting Shabbos candles, there's a question, halacha question. A person on a tour, he forget to buy candles, and now he's stuck wherever he is. He is in the middle of the desert, and there is no Shabbos candle. And he forget to have oil. He doesn't have nothing to light Shabbos candle. He have electricity. Can he light with electric lamp and to say bracha on it? You go on to your holiday, and for some reason, the place that you stay in, they don't sell any candle. There's no shop nearby. And you cannot get hold of candles, you cannot get hold of oil. You have electric lamp. Can you take two electric lamp and light them in honor of Shabbat and say the bracha le'adlik ner shel Shabbat? So listen to that. הרב עובדיה יוסף, זכר צדיק וקדוש לברכה, wrote a book יחווה דעת. יחווה דעת, it's a book of הלכות. In volume 5, in סימן כ"ד, that means verse 24, in volume 5, verse 24, listen what he paskin. That if a person's stuck and he doesn't have oil and he doesn't have candle, but he have electric lamp, he can light it and say the brocha on an electric lamp. That's obviously b'di'avad, it's not lechatchila, because if you have candle or you have oil, you light on a candle or you light on oil. But if you don't have b'di'avad, you can say with the brocha on it. But lechatchila, that means that if you need to light it, you definitely light on a candle or on oil. Depends what you get used. Now, before we finish the show, I would like to speak about certain remedies that Chazal explained to us. And listen what Chazal tell us. Chazal tell us in Gemara in Masechet Shabbat in page 23, folio 2. המהדר בהדלקת נרות שבת. A person that's very perfection about lighting Shabbos candle, merit zoche lebanim talmidei chachamim. He merit that he'll have children that will be scholar person, talmidei chachamim. You learn from here how important is it to light Shabbos candle. What does it say? Me'ader, that is perfection. What it means perfection? That he used the better oil, he used the better candle, the candle that bring a nice, beautiful flame, the oil that he use. If he light with oil, he light with olive oil. Those that bring a nice flame, in the merit of it, that he light those light for Shabbos, he'll merit to have children that will be scholar person. Why dafka? Shemeirim et ha'olam, that they will light the world. Another idea that I saw that brought in Midrash Yalkut Shimoni, in a Midrash that called Yalkut Shimoni, quite often we bring him, it's Rabbi Shimon Ashkenazi. Rabbi Shimon Ashkenazi, born in a city of Frankfurt in Germany. It's not sure exactly when he born, but in his Midrash on Parashat Be'alotcha, that speak about Be'alotcha et hanerot, that here, that was the mitzvah that Moshe Rabbeinu told Aaron that he's had the obligation to light the menorah in Bet HaMikdash. In that time, it was the tabernacle, okay? That's when the Kohanim got the merit to light the candle. He said, but that a woman light Shabbos candle, or a male, if he's a bachelor, he's not married, that caused to speed the redemption, the Geula. He said, where do you learn that? It said like this, Im shmartem nerot Shabbat. If you keep to light the Shabbos candle, ani mar'eh lachem nerot shel Tzion. HaKadosh Baruch Hu say, if you light the Shabbos candle, I will show you the light of Zion. What it means, Zion? The light of Jerusalem. I will show you the redemption. That's mean by that we're lighting Shabbos candle, we are actually accelerating the Geula, the redemption of the Jewish people. The third one, we say that one of them is Shlom Bayit. And here there is a secret. Rabotai, this is to all the male that listening to the show. When you lighting the Shabbos meal, I'm not talking about the tea candle, because if you light the tea candle, it's finished. I'm talking about normal candle, okay, the big candle. It's a remedy. If you want peace and harmony with a wife, that you should prepare the Shabbos candle, put it inside the pamutim, the candle holder, okay? And then light all the candles, let the flame run for a bit, okay? And then you do it before Shabbat, Friday morning, whenever, it doesn't make a difference. And then put all the flame away And when the wife lights it, it's a remedy for shalom bayit between a husband and a wife. Why? By that you're connecting the soul again. Okay? Now, the time that a wife light the candle, this is a time of aspiration. And the woman in that time, the Zohar HaKadosh say that by that she lighting the candle, that it's neshama veruach, the Rashi Tevot of a ner, ner is neshama ruach, she actually opening in heaven the extra soul and the extra spirit that she had. And that time it's aspiration time. What does it mean? Whatever she will ask, if she asks for refuah, briud, that's mean refuah, everyone understand the word refuah, health, a briud, wealth, parnasa, it's wealth, if they want to find shidduch for the kids, if she want that the children gonna have a lot of brocha and atzlacha, that's the time that when she light, after she light the candle, that's what she must ask in that time. She wants shalom bayit, she must daven. She wants that the husband gonna be successful, she must daven. There's a special, after you light the candle, a special yehi ratzon, okay? That woman should daven after the brocha. Why? Because in heaven, there is a time that the Zohar HaKadosh explained that it's a special time. That here in earth, and in the heaven, thing can actually, all the tefillot, all the prayer can penetrate to heaven. The gate is open. The last thing before we finish the show is Birkat Adlakat Nerot. I'm not going to tell you the Birkat Adlakat Nerot because all of you know it. אשר קדשנו במכתב ציוונו על הדלקת נר שבת, להדליק נר של שבת. לא על, להדליק נר של שבת. Why am I saying ברכת הדלקת נרות? The blessing for the candle. Because there is a different opinion in the poskim when to light the candle and when to say the bracha. I don't know if many of you are well aware of it, but I'll tell you now. According to the Sfaradim must say the bracha first, להדליק נר של שבת. After she finished the bracha, the woman then would light the candles. According to the Ashkenazim, you light first the candle, and then you say the bracha, להדליק נר של שבת. And that's the difference between the Sfaradim and Ashkenazim. That's the different opinion when to say the bracha of Adlakat Nerot. And Be'ezrat Hashem, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, number one, will merit us to light the candle and to see the candle of Bet HaMikdash. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu will send us Mashiach Tzidkenu speedily in our day. Amen, Ken Yeh Ratzon. Now we'll give time to those of you that would like to ask some question, and I will try to answer if I can. Be'ezrat Hashem. Those of you that have question, unmute the microphone and can ask. Any question? Don't forget to unmute.
Rabbi, I'd like to ask a question.
Sure.
I'd like to ask you a question. The timing was, as you explained, because of the change of time zones. When you travel and you work, you go, whether in Mozambique or in Namibia, there's actually about 15 minutes difference in the actual time zone. It's 5 minutes between Maputo and Johannesburg. But the question I want to ask you, how early can you light?
Oh, very good question. Very good question. Maybe I didn't tackle it, but it's an excellent question, Ellen. Hazal say that in a Gemara that a person can receive Shabbat earlier. What it means receive Shabbat earlier? That he take on Shabbat, even that it's not Shabbat, he take on himself to bring Shabbat earlier. But you have to understand and you have to remember that the candle have to light at least
half an hour.
from the time that you light it from sunset, okay, or from Tzeta Kochavim, at least for 20 minutes after that. That means when you see the start, it should light for 20 minutes. So if you light the candles very, very earlier, you didn't done any definition of Shabbat because you don't see the difference. The idea is that when you light the candle is to create the light that, like we explained, that light, you can enjoy it. It's part of your Shabbat. So when you come from the shul and you see the candle still lighting, because usually people come after Tzeta Kochavim, after the star is, so the angel, the good angel will bless you, and then even the bad angel obligate to bless you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it will be at least the definition of the night, okay, that when you light the candle. Beseder?
Yeah,
Okay.
beseder. Perfect, thank you.
Okay, good.
Just one other, just an extension to that.
Sure.
How long, when Shabbos goes out, does Shabbos remain? Can you extend Shabbos?
Okay, so there is a different mahloket between Rabbeinu Tam and the Geonim. You're talking about Seta Shabbat, nachon?
Yes.
Nachon. So Hazal explain like this. There is two opinions. There is the Geonim that say immediately, as Shabbat finished, do Avdallah, not wait. Rabbeinu Tam say 40 minutes after Tzeta Shabbat to do Avdallah. Why? He said to allow the Shabbos to stay. So the question becomes, how come that the Geonim tell you immediately do Havdalah? I mean, Shabbat is finished, you see the 3 stars, go home, you finish Mariv, do Havdalah, light the candle, do the Besamim, drink the wine, finish. Why immediately? So Chachmei Asod is the mystical rabbi explained that in Shabbat, Gehenna doesn't work. Gehenna doesn't work. And because Gehenna doesn't work, there is those bad angels, they accelerating, they want to punish. So they're waiting for the Gehenna to work. He said, by that you're doing immediately after, you take the anger off and they don't have to wait. So you're opening Shabbat and you're cooling up Gehenna immediately. You understand? Mm-hmm. So they're not so excited to be aggressive. You understand? So you keep them calm. The other opinion that say that you should wait a little bit long, he said that you should stretch the Shabbos. It means more according to the Hasidim, that also the Marana Bet Yosef Paskin like this, that it should be 40 minutes after, but not many people follow it. Most of the world follow the Geonim, Da'at Geonim. That straight after Shabbat, immediately make Avdallah, and with that it's finished.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Any other question, Rabotai? If I can answer, I will try. Please unmute yourself.
Hello, Anthony.
Shalom
Anthony,
Aleichem.
how are you?
Baruch Hashem, how are you?
All right, thanks. Are children allowed to light the Shabbos candles? Young children?
Oh, very good question. Is children allowed to light candle? So the question is that you must ask, is it with a brocha or without a brocha?
Yes.
So the Lubavitcher Rebbe say that even little kids should light the candle, and Rabbanim, most of the poskim say, why? Mishum chinuch. What it means chinuch? That you teach them that when the mother light the candle, she must show her daughter. But the daughter, because she's not rich yet, but mitzvah, that she didn't reach the age of 12, she doesn't have to say with the brocha. That's what you call them young. I hope that that's what you refer to the word young.
Yes.
Okay? So they can light candles without a brocha.
Thanks very much.
I see Karen, you asking something. Just I didn't have a chance to read it. You can ask me. Sorry, Karen, unmute yourself and just ask what you wrote for me there. I didn't have a chance to read it. Sorry, Karen.
No worries. Good evening, Rabbi. The question was earlier on. You spoke about there was Kabbalistic meanings behind lighting the different number of candles. So, are you able to maybe elaborate on the one? I think you said it was the Ben Ish Chai that said light 7 candles.
Yeah. So because I'm not a Kabbalistic, I don't know. As I mentioned before, I just read. Whatever it's written, I just read it like a parrot. I'm not Kabbalistic. But the number 7, every number 7 represents, and I explained that before, everything that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created in this world. That means that all of this world run normally. Number 7 is above nature. That means what happened in this world is naturalized. Everything is look like natural. So we're coming and saying, by that you light 7 candles, it's the same like HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world, okay, and everything is natural in the world. But as a matter of fact, we don't understand what it means. That's number 7. Maybe I should do a show, a specific show about number 7, and you will understand what number 7 means. Bli neder next Sunday, maybe that's going to be the next subject. I'm going to speak in number 7 in a Jewish religion. What does 7 mean? What is the number 7 mean in Jewish religion? What's hiding behind number 7? I've done it once before. It's a previous show that I've done quite some time ago. But Be'ezrat Hashem, next Sunday, I will speak about it. It's a good idea that you give them that, if you people don't mind.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay, so I see that there is no more question. I would like to take the opportunity to thank all of you for joining us for the show. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that you have a different idea now. When you're going to light candles, why do we light candles? Why dafka 2? What's to do in certain things that if you're stuck and you don't have candles or you don't have oils, why dafka we light candles on Shabbat? What's hiding behind it? Especially for those that lighting the Shabbos candle, that can understand that there's a lot of secret behind it. So we brought all the idea behind it, that one of the most important things, Rabotai, is to enjoy Shabbat. And how do you enjoy Shabbat? With light. That means that the light that you light the candles, you're keeping the soul and the spirit together, and you're lighting them. And that's what's so important on Shabbos. Obviously, when you light 2, we done the gematria, that it's together, it's 500, it's the same amount of organs that the male and the female, that means the husband and the wife have together. By that, you're actually joining the soul together, the soul get joined together. The lighting of the candle bring the soul to a different level, and they join together, and that's what cause for them peace and harmony in a house. So Be'ezrat Hashem, to wish you all a beautiful new week. Keep safe, look after yourself, have a good night, and I hope to see you Be'ezrat Hashem again on Thursday night on Parshat HaShavua, Bli Neder. All the best. Have a good night, everyone.
Rabbi. Thanks.
Very good. Yeah.
Pleasure. All the
Thank you.
best. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Ciao, ciao. Bye.